And so just a little bit of a recap. We started with the root chakra, the base of the body. And this is centered just kind of around the perineum for men, the tip of the cervix for women. And then we did the second week, which is a second chakra, which is a center of preference or the sex center. And that's around the tip of your tailbone. And then the third week, we did the navel center. Then we did the heart center. Last week, we did the throat center. And today, we have made ourselves all the way up to the third eye. And so there's a lot of mythology around the third eye. There's a lot of, I don't think it's too much misunderstanding. Usually when people talk about the third eye, they're talking about like just a bit of a higher consciousness or objective awareness or clear perception. And all of those, according to yoga and according to the chakra model of our system, that is true. The third eye does govern intuition, clarity, higher perception, clairvoyance. Cognition in general comes from there. When you visualize anything internally, it comes from this understanding of the third eye. So imagination would also be included in that. And it works with the heart to be able to discern truth. And so heart kind of is the purifying aspect of our energy. And the third eye helps to understand that that is truth, to know that that's different from other ego states that try to perpetuate themselves in the guise of truth. If that's too much, don't worry about it. So the exact point of the third eye is somewhere around the brain center. So it's kind of where the optic nerves cross, because like the left eye goes to right brain, right eye goes to left brain. This is actual biology here. And so it's like the point where those cross. So it's right around the center of your brain. So if you were to touch like the soft parts of your temples here, it's like the point in between these 2 points. Okay, so that's where it's at. The Bija mantra, or seed sound for this chakra, which I actually haven't named the chakra yet. It's called Anya chakra. It's kind of just a garble of sounds from the back of your throat. It's A-J-N-A. So Anya, Anya. It's almost like a G sound in there, but don't worry about it. You can just call it the third eye if you'd like to. But the seed sound is so hum. And so we're going to bring that back into our practice during the meditation. The color is indigo, which is kind of a blue-purple-ish mix color there. The sense that it's connected to is intuition. So now we're actually moving beyond the base senses of the body, like, you know, sight, sound. Oh my God, I can't remember the 5 senses. Your smell, taste, touch. And then up until this point, each chakra has had some connection to the elemental plane. So fire, water, earth, air, ether. And at this point, we're above the elemental plane. So there is no more chakra, there's no more elements connected to chakras at this point, and we have 2 more after this. So kind of beyond that at this point. So with that said, I had this plan, but like I'm kind of going with new ideas in my mind as they come up. So normally we would head straight into a centering practice or meditation. And I actually want us to do a breathing technique before we go into that to really help us get connected to where the center is physically in the body. And so the technique we'll be doing is called Brahmari Pranayama, or the buzzing bee breath. So if you have the book Essential Pranayama, this technique is listed in here on page 68. So if you want to try it again later, you can do that. So yeah, welcome everybody. Go ahead and sit comfortably. If you're not already sitting comfortably, we'll get centered, or we'll start our pranayama technique. So there's a mudra or hand position for this one. And so you're going to take your thumbs and you're going to place them on this little triangle flap in front of your ear canal. So you're not going to press hard. You're just going to fold the tragus, that triangle, in just enough to cover the ear canal. So don't do it yet because you won't be able to hear me. The 4 fingers on both hands just rest lightly on the back of the head. And I just realized I can't do this one with you because I have my headset on, but we'll make it work. And so once we're there, we'll take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to hum. We're going to hum long. And there are two ways to hum. There's humming down more into your heart, into your throat, and that's more of an M sound, like Mary. And then there's a second way, which is more of an N sound, like Nancy. And you want to do the second one. You want to do the nasally N humming sound. And that'll start to vibrate around the pituitary gland at the center of the brain. Okay? So humming with an N, not with an M. Sound good? All right. There's a lot of explanation tonight. So go ahead and take the hands into the mudra. Take a deep breath in. Then hum it out with an N. When you want to run out of breath for the first round, take a breath in and do it again. One more breath, deep breath in. As you finish this hum, go ahead and release the hands down to your knees. Take your time. And feel sensation. Might feel like a soft or sponginess to the brain. And somewhere at the center of that sensation is Agnya Chakra, the third eye. Holding your awareness at that point, see a ball of that blue-purple colored light, that indigo light. Your center of intuition, objective, clear perception. Maybe just contemplate for a moment how you may need some guidance from this space, this connection to intuition, this connection to objectivity. Maybe there's some confusion in your life, some uncertainty. Maybe you need to connect to this inner resource. Keep your internal visual, which is also a part of Agnya Chakra. Keep that connected to this light, and we'll chant the sound Om 3 times to open our practice. So go ahead and take a deep breath in to begin. Bring your palms to your heart and bow your chin. Honor yourself as you are in this moment, body, breath, energy, and mind. And honoring the one who is doing the honoring. And from that place within you will practice. Go ahead and rub the palms together, creating heat. Take the heated palms over the eyes. And brush back over the top of the head, down the neck, bringing yourself back to your space and back to our class. I love that pranayama we did, that breathing technique, Brahmari. It's a great way to kind of just clear out whatever's going on, the chatter in the mind, and really ground in. And it's really quick and it's really, really effective. So we're going to start next with sitting on our heels. So you may need to stretch your legs out for a moment from sitting cross-legged. When you're ready, come to sit like this. If this is uncomfortable, you can bring a yoga block if you have one and place it between your legs or feet and just prop yourself on that. And if at the end of the day this is terribly uncomfortable, just come back to cross legs. So I'm going to turn sideways for this, but you can keep facing forward because I want you to see my spine. All right, so we're going to do a technique that's going to start off slower, but we're going to pick up the pace as we get used to the movement. So start by just resting your hands on your thighs, feel your spine, connect to your breath, aware of the inhale, aware of the exhale. And with your next inhale, shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, take the shoulder blades together and look up with the chest. With your exhale, round the back, bring the shoulders down and forward, look down. Then inhale, open back up again, heart lifting toward the ceiling. And then exhale, round the shoulders, opening the upper back. Keep going, inhale, opening up, and exhale, rounding the back. Good. Now what you'll notice in my spine is that I'm not really moving my lower back. It might sway a little bit, but the true flexion of the spine is happening from mid-back all the way up to the brain center. So exhale, rounding, inhale, opening up. Good. Now, as you get used to this movement, you can start to pick up the pace, or you can keep going slow. Listen to your body. But if you want to go quicker, try going twice as fast. Keep going. We're going to go for just a little bit longer. And if you want to, you can go twice as fast again. If you're going quickly, start to slow down. Good. Inhale to a tall spine, neutral spine. Exhale, relax the breath. Feel sensation in your upper back, maybe a clearing in the mind. Maybe you start to feel some energy at the navel. Take a breath in. Exhale, just fold forward into child's pose. And if you can, cap the forehead on the ground. Now, if that's not possible, it's okay. You can just stack one or both fists and place your forehead on that, but you cap the head on something. You could also bring a block underneath your forehead. Maybe aware of energy at the third eye here. Good. With your next inhale, come up to hands and knees, table pose. And then curl the toes under, lift the hips into the air, downward facing dog. Now it's the first down dog of the night, so go ahead and walk it out a bit. Press a heel to the floor, bend the opposite knee, breathing length into your legs, and also length into your spine. Deep breaths here. Probably feels good on the legs after sitting for a bit. All right. So from here, let's come forward into plank pose, straight line push-up position, plank pose. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, bend your elbows in towards your waist. Plank yourself 1 inch from the floor, chaturanga. And then press the arms straight, come onto the tops of the feet, knees off the ground, upward facing dog. And then feel a gentle tug behind your navel that pulls you back into downward facing dog. Good. That move is called Danda Kriya. Let's do it again. Inhale into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, so planking 1 inch from the floor if you can. And then press the arms straight on the tops of the feet. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Couple more times. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. The Sanskrit's free. You didn't pay for that. Inhale into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Good. So from downward facing dog, lift your right leg high into the air behind you. With your exhale, swing or carry step the right foot between the hands. Help it forward if it doesn't make it forward on the first try. And then take the back foot flat to the floor, back toes pointing forward about 45 degrees, and then bend your front knee. With your inhale, sweep your arms forward and up, coming into warrior one. Good. Let's stay here for a breath or two. Good. Then deep breath in. Then exhale, fold down, hands plant to the floor, step back to downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Left leg lifts. And with your exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Again, help it through. Back foot flat to the floor, toes pointing forward a bit. Bend the front knee, sweep the arms forward, coming into warrior one. Again, staying for a couple of breaths. We did that on the first side. Good. Inhale. Exhale, fold, stepping back. Good. Let's come back to the first side again. Right leg lifts. Exhale, bring it all the way through. Back foot flat on the floor, toes pointing forward. Good. Coming into Virabhadrasana, warrior one. Good. This time, lean the heart forward. Inhale. Exhale, feel the shoulder blades roll backwards, deepening that back bend in the upper back and looking forward and up with the chest. Good. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward, step back, downward facing dog. Left leg, lifting into the air. Exhale, step it on through. Back foot flat to the floor, pointing forwards just slightly. Bending the front knee, warrior one. Come on up. Good. Inhale, lean the heart forward. Exhale, take the shoulders back, deepening that back bend in the upper back. Good. Stay for an inhale. Then exhale, fold forward, step back again. We're going to keep going. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Back foot flat, toes pointing forward slightly. Warrior one, come on up. Sink on in. Good. Inhale, lean the heart forward. Exhale, take the shoulders back. Do that again. Lean the heart forward. Take the shoulders back. One more time. Lean the heart forward. Powerful exhale. Take the shoulders back. Feel the shoulder blades press into the mid-back. Good. Inhale. And then exhale, hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step. Back foot flat to the floor. Come on up, warrior one. Good. 3 times with that work. So lean the heart forward. Take the shoulder blades back. Lean the heart forward. Roll it back. One more time. Good. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Downward facing dog, stepping back. Inhale into plank pose, moving through Danda Kriya. Chaturanga, 1 inch from the floor. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Good, taking just a couple of breaths here. And then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Now in child's pose, we'll come into what's called active child. So lift your palms, fingertips stay on the ground. It's like you're clawing the floor. Then walk your fingertips forward about an inch or two. And then powerfully sink your hips toward your heels. And you'll feel this big stretch throughout your arms, your shoulders, sides of the body, mid back, lower back, down into the pelvis. Reach. Good. Release the palms down. Inhale up to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog again. Good. And then go ahead and walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into Uttanasana, the standing forward fold. And just for a few breaths, just release your head, neck, shoulders. Taking deep breaths. And allow the knees to be just slightly bent, just a little bit soft. Relax your jaw. We'll take just a couple more breaths here. Two more breaths. Good. And then with your next inhale, press your palms to your shins, come halfway up, extend your spine forward. Then exhale, fold down again. Palms to shins, halfway up. Exhale, fold down. One more time, halfway up. And then exhale, fold. So we're gonna do one more exercise in the forward fold. So keeping the knees slightly bent, just a little soft. Go ahead and interlace your fingers at your lower back. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the arms off the back and overhead. Good, feel the shoulder blades slipping up towards your neck. And just feel the arms wave forward overhead, helping you to sink just a bit deeper into this pose. And don't forget to breathe. All right, go ahead and release the hands to the floor. And then with your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side with a flat back, come all the way up. And palms to your heart. Good, feeling sensation. Maybe it's around the shoulders, maybe around the mid-back from doing those warrior one flexes. Maybe it's in the legs. All right. So to continue to warm up and to continue to build this light in the brain, that's kind of a theme that we're gonna go for tonight. We'll do some arm swings, okay? So this won't be the more intense version that we usually do. This will be a little bit more pared back version. So it's a 3-part inhale through your nose with one powerful exhale out of your mouth with the movement. Your feet will be stacking underneath your hips, and it's inhale, arms up, inhale, arms back, inhale, arms up, and then exhale, powerfully jab the elbows back, exhaling out of your mouth. So again, a 3-part inhale through the nose, powerful exhale with the mouth. So this is what it looks like. Inhale, 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 exhale. So go ahead and join me. Inhale, 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 exhale. Swing the shoulders out, feel the full rotation, up, back, up, and jab. Inhaling through the nose, And then with that powerful exhale out of your mouth, feel the navel pull into the body and up, helping to clear your respiratory system. Getting rid of some of that stale, toxic air that builds up at the base portion of the lungs, especially if we have like really shallow breathing patterns that we fall into. Lastly, find a pace you can maintain because we're gonna do this for a full 2 minutes. It's okay if you need to slow it down at any point. Powerful exhale. And the reason why we do it for 2 minutes, because if we get past that 90-second mark, we start to reset your nervous system. We start to take you out of that sympathetic state, that fight, flight, freeze response. We ground you into your parasympathetic response. That calm, resting, grounded response. Really is the true resting state of our nervous system. We're not supposed to be wound up all the time. It's not natural. So this helps regulate us. 3-part inhale through the nose, powerful exhale out of your mouth. Let's go for about 30 more seconds. You're getting close. For some of you, you might start to feel like you're just in a flow now, like it's not so much effort. And it's okay if that's not your case. But if it is, that's how you can tell that you're shifting out of your sympathetic nervous system. You stop trying so hard. It just becomes part of the practice. 10 more seconds, that is. 3, 2, last one, and 1. Relax. Feel sensation, your breath rate, your heart rate, feeling in the body. Just noticing what's up for you there. Might feel like energy rising. That breathing rhythm, the 3-part inhale, powerful exhale is called the breath of joy. Maybe you start to feel lighter in your heart and mind. Maybe. Good. Continuing to build on this sensation with your feet stacking underneath your hips. Go ahead and take your arms overhead and relax your shoulders. We're going to start with a more, we'll call it beginner version of this next exercise, and then I'll invite you into a more intermediate version. So take a deep breath in. With your exhale, bring your right knee into your chest and then put it back down. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, put it down. Right knee, down. Left knee, and down. Keep going. Powerful exhale as you draw the knee up toward the chest. And then try to put the foot right back down where you picked it up from. Do your best. Call these marching crunches because we're crunching and we're marching. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more, you can bring your opposite arm or elbow down just to the inside of the knee. So if you bring your left knee down, the right elbow comes down and switch. Now you can keep going like this if you want to. If you want to turn it up a little bit more, you can take the elbow across the knee, creating more of a twist throughout the torso. We're gonna go for a little bit longer. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Good. Feeling that breath rate, the heart rate. Energy at the navel. Maybe it's in your shoulders. Aware of what you feel. Good, and then bringing your awareness back. Good. So hopefully you feel warm by now, because I sure do. So for our next exercise, we're going to take a wide stance on our yoga mats. And you may need a yoga block for this one, if you have one. We're going to do a wide leg forward fold twist. So once you're here, have the feet pointing directly forward. If anything, have them pigeon toe a little bit. This will give you way more access to your hamstring and your lower back. And then we'll just fold over the legs to start. Just feeling that stretch in the back body. And then when you're ready, come halfway up. Hands or fingertips on the ground. And then bring your right hand underneath your chin. Now, if the floor is feeling far away here, that's where you'll use your yoga block. You'll bring it there, and the hand will go on the yoga block. So right hand on the floor or the yoga block under your chin. Bring your left hand onto your left hip. With your inhale, straighten the right arm as much as you can. Exhale, roll the left shoulder back, twist. Good. Inhale, unwind, look down. Exhale, twist again. Roll the left shoulder back. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. One more time, and we're going to hold. Inhale, unwind. And exhale, twist, and stay. And now, if you can, look up in the air over the left shoulder. If that's too much on your neck, you can look forward or even down. Breathing into this twist. And as you hold the breath or hold the pose, breathe here and bring your awareness to the third eye. Still might be a ball of light to you, or just maybe an awareness at the center of the brain. Good. Inhale, unwind, and just fold over the wide legs. Good. Then we'll do the other side. Inhale, come halfway up. This time the left hand comes underneath your chin, or again, you could use a block if the floor is feeling far away. And then bring your right hand onto your right hip. Inhale, straighten the left arm. Exhale, roll the right shoulder back, twist. Inhale, come out. Exhale, twist. Inhale out. Exhale, twist. Inhale, coming out. And twist. Let's do one more time, please. Inhale, coming out. And then exhale, come into the pose. Please hold the posture. Again, you can look up in the air if you'd like, or you can look forward, or you can look down. No need to strain the neck here. Deep breaths. Keep rolling the right shoulder back. All right, inhale, unwind and fold forward. Good. All right. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side with a flat back. Bring yourself all the way up to wide leg standing, arms overhead. Then exhale, release your arms on down. Good. So whichever direction is the front of your mat, go ahead and step that way now. Standing tall. And we're not going to do a conventional sun salutation tonight. We don't always. But we will be working a bit more with Warrior One, which we did earlier, because there's some good work to be done there. So from the front of your mat, feet stacking underneath your hips, go ahead and step your left foot back. Bring the back foot flat to the floor. Again, toes pointing forward about 45 degrees. This allows your hip bones to point directly forward, okay? You can even take the left foot out a bit more if you want to. Good. Take a deep breath in, lift the arms up. Exhale, go ahead and sink into the right knee. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Reach up. Good. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sink in. Good. One more time. And then we're going to hold the pose. Go ahead and sink in, and then go ahead and bend your elbows into cactus arms. All right, so the upper arm is parallel to the floor. And then you're going to take the hands back and the elbows forward, and this pushes your shoulder blades into your mid-back, deepening the back bend around the heart. Good. Keep the front knee bending. Lean forward slightly, inhale. Exhale, roll the shoulder blades back a bit more, turning the heart toward the ceiling. Good. Breathe. And then inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the front leg. Keep this length in the spine that we have. Hinge at your hips, and then extend and fold forward over the right leg. You might feel a stretch in the back of the right leg. It's okay if this right knee is bending a bit. And you could also bring blocks underneath your hands too here if you have them handy. Good. Inhale, extend both arms forward with a strong back. Bring yourself all the way back up. And then arms come down. Go ahead and step your left foot forward and take your right foot back. Same stance, back foot flat to the floor, toes pointing forward, hips pointing forward. Lift the arms up. Exhale, sink into Warrior One. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, sink in. Inhale up. Let's do a couple more. Sink in. Sinking in. Coming back up, we're going to hold on this next round. Go ahead and bend the left knee. Get comfortable there. Bend the elbows. Feel length of spine, inhale. Exhale, take the hands back, the elbows forward. Turning the heart toward the ceiling. You can lean the heart forward a little bit more. And deepen the back bend in the upper back a little bit more. Good, all right. Inhale, straighten the left knee. Reach the arms overhead. Keep that length in the spine as you fold down over the left leg. Breathe. Good, all right. Extend both arms forward, please. Lift yourself all the way back up, strong back, and then step the right foot forward. Tadasana mountain pose. Good. We're going to do a little bit more twisting next with what's called revolved triangle pose. So I'll demonstrate it really quickly because sometimes it's just easier to see it in somebody else's body before you start throwing yourself around. So we're going to come back into the Warrior One stance with the front leg straight, okay? I'm going to lift my arms up. We're going to fold forward. We were just in this pose a moment ago. And I'm going to bring my left, so my right foot is forward. My left hand is going to come to the inside of my right foot. Now, again, if that's far away, you can bring a block underneath the hand, and that'll help you out there. You can also do fingertips if you need to. Good. Now, once I'm in the forward fold, left hand planted, I'm going to sweep my right arm forward, inhale, and then exhale, sweep the right arm into the air. So I'm in a revolved triangle pose, looking up if I can. And then we'll hold the pose for an undisclosed amount of time, maybe like about 5 breaths or so. So from the front of your mat, go ahead and step your left foot back again, back foot flat. And if you know you're gonna need a block, bring it to where your front foot is, and then lift the arms up, inhale. Exhale, hinge at the hips, go ahead and fold over the right leg. Good. Now if you know you need a block, bring it next to the right foot, or you can just bring your left hand down. Inhale, reach your right arm toward forward, whatever direction that is for you. And then exhale, sweep the right arm into the air, rolling the right shoulder back and trying to kind of fold your left chest more toward the center of your right thigh. It's okay if the right knee is bending a little bit, but do try to keep it as straight as possible. Now, if it's too much on the neck to look up, again, you can look forward or even down. Deep breaths here. Make sure that back foot stays flat on the floor, especially the pinky edge of that back foot. Breathe. Now, as you're rolling the right shoulder back, take your first 2 fingers, the pointer finger and the middle finger. You can bend in the other fingers and just touch the point between your eyebrows and roll the right shoulder back a bit more. One more breath. And then go ahead and roll the right shoulder down, fold over the right leg. Feeling what you feel. And let's go ahead and do the other side. So just to transition, step the left foot forward and step the right foot back foot flat on the floor, toes pointing forward a little bit. And now we're prepped for the other side. So if you need the block, bring it to the inside of the left foot, right hand on top of it or under the floor next to the left foot. Then inhale, extend the left arm forward. Exhale, roll the arm into the air, really working the left shoulder back and wrapping your right chest toward the center of your left thigh. Deep breaths here. Not straining in the neck. And if you'd like to, that arm that's in the air, the first 2 fingers can come touch the center between the eyebrows. Keep rolling the left shoulder back though. Keep breathing. Stay with it. Good. Inhale, roll the left shoulder down, folding over the left leg. Beautiful. Feeling whatever is there for you. And then go ahead and step the right foot forward, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. And press palms to shins here. Come halfway up, heart parallel to the floor. And then exhale, fold on down. Then inhale, sweep the arms out to the side with a flat back. Bring yourself all the way up to standing or reaching the arms overhead. Then exhale, bring the back of the thumbs to the third eye. And then down to the heart. So the touching of the third eye, or the space between our eyebrows, as close as we can get to touching it, it just helps to really bring your awareness to that point to help connect you to that intuition. It's the same reason why earlier in our practice, when we were in, I think, child's pose, I had you cap your head on the ground. That also, in addition to having a grounding effect, helps you bring your mind to more of that objective standpoint. So we had a little bit more work to do here standing, and I'm gonna have you take a wide stance on your yoga mat again. And this time, turn your toes outward about 45 degrees. And just take the hands on the hips right now to start. Deep breath in. Then exhale, bend your knees out toward their toes, so out to the side. Then inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, sink on in. And then inhale, come back up. Let's do that a couple more times. And if you need to switch how far apart your feet are for stability, go ahead and do that. That'll come in really handy soon. Exhale, sinking in, keeping the heart lifting, the spine tall. Inhale, coming back up. Good. Now, as you sink in this time, let's stay. Hands can stay on the hips for now. Heart stays lifting. And feel your low abdomen pull in and up slightly. So you start to feel kind of just like this inner lift from the pelvic floor. Your spine growing out of that, and the head resting gently on top of that point. Keeping that lift, see what it's like if you pick up your left foot, or your left heel, sorry, just the left heel. Keep the toes on the ground. And then place the left heel down. Let's do the right side. And then take the heels down, straighten the legs. Just take a breath. We're gonna come back into it. And then exhale, bend both knees, sink down in again. Again, you feel that support coming from the low abdomen, the pelvic floor, pulling up, creating that sense of maybe buoyancy here. Maybe that's what you're feeling. And then see what it's like if you pick up both heels. Breathe. Now, if you can keep the heels lifted, go ahead and stay. If you can't, just bring them back down to the ground, but keep the knees bent. For everybody, bring your palms together and bring the backs of the thumbs to the third eye, and then just traction the flesh between that up slightly. Keep the knees bending and breathe. You may need to keep your eyes open because this is a balancing posture. And try to keep your breath controlled. Keep the pelvic floor engaged. That'll make this easier. If you need to drop the heels, you can. 3, 2, and 1. Release the heels, straighten the legs, inhale. Good, reach the arms up. Turn the feet parallel or pigeon toe slightly. Exhale, sweep the arms out to the side, fold forward and down. Breathe here. And feel all the sensation in your body. It's probably in the legs, the hips, maybe the back, maybe the shoulders. And imagine that all that sensation is moving its way toward the spine and then moving up the spine in a single channel to the brain center, to the third eye. Quite literally, that's actually happening through your central nervous system, information moving toward the brain. But see that energetically happening as well. All of your awareness, all of your attention moving from the physical sensation to a channel or a river up the spine to the third eye. And once it gets there to the third eye, dequalify it as good or bad, as right or wrong, as this or that. It's just sensation. There doesn't need to be a story about it. There doesn't need to be emotion attached to it, or even an expectation that it would change. All right, so from here, go ahead and bring yourself up halfway. And we'll transition into downward facing dog. So bring your hands toward one foot and just stepping back into downward facing dog. It's a little bit of a dance. If that was too convoluted, you can just make your way to down dog. And then when you're ready, child's pose, knees down, release the feet. And if you can, cap the forehead onto something of the floor, a block, a fist, and continue to feel that flow of energy or awareness of sensation from the body to the spine, up the spine, and to the third eye. And then from here, go ahead and walk your hands back, rolling yourself up to a seat. Good job. Even if you couldn't do everything, good job. Because you're working hard. You're working really hard tonight. The next posture we're going to do, I'm going to demonstrate for you as well. It's not a difficult posture classically for most people, but there is something that I don't want you to do in it. And so I just want to demonstrate it to make sure that you do it safely. Okay, so this is rabbit pose, and we'll start in child's pose. So just watch me first. In child's pose, I'll release my forehead to the ground, and then I'll release my forearms to the ground. And as I'm practicing here, I'm not really going to be efforting in my shoulders and my head at all. I'm just going to be lifting and lowering my hips down. See if I can do this with the headset on. I think this will work. So from here, I'm just going to lift my hips and roll from about the hairline to the crown of my head. And then I'm going to release the hips down, coming back to the hairline or the top of the forehead. So the top of the forehead to the very top of your head, and then back again. And we're just going to rock and roll like that, back and forth several times. Now, what I don't want you to do is go any further than the crown of your head. So if you're sitting tall and you feel the top of your head, that's as far as you go. You don't go back here at all. Because what will happen is you'll get an amazing stretch, but you won't be able to turn your head for 3 days, and that's not going to be helpful. So we're going to go for long-term comfort versus momentary gratification here and do our best. So I'll lead you through it. Go ahead and come into child's pose to start. And just relax the hairline to the floor, even if the seat comes off the heels to do that. Good. And then relax your shoulders, your arms. And the head stays on the ground the entire time. Do not pick up the head. And then just lift the hips. Roll from the hairline to the very top of your head. And then roll back down again. Hips lowering toward the heels. Inhale, rocking forward. And rocking back. And just keep going on your own. I like to inhale forward, exhale back. But do what feels good for you. In rabbit pose, that's what we're doing right now, does several things. One, it's very grounding to your nervous system anytime we cap the head, like I mentioned before. Second, it's helping to relieve tension in and around the neck, especially the occipital region where the spine connects the skull at the back of the neck. If you're a jaw clencher, this will save you. It's also a preparatory step for a headstand, which we won't practice tonight, but we can get some of the same effects of a headstand just by practicing this. So the next time you rock into the pose, crown of the head on the ground, go ahead and stay. Don't go any further. Just stay at the crown of the head. And let there just be a little bit of weight of the body in the head. Not too much, but just enough. As you hold the pose, you might see that indigo ball of light, the center of the brain. Actually, do try to see it. Even if you're not good with internal visuals, do your best with it. Because when we play around with visualization internally or imagination, it helps to strengthen our connection to this chakra. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and come back to child's pose, just sinking the hips, forehead still on the floor, or you could bring it onto a block or a fist or stacked hands. Deep breath in and out. Then bring yourself on up. Whew. You might notice as you bring yourself up, just kind of feel maybe a little tired or a little more inward turned, a little more introverted. It's one of the great results of that kind of practice. So we just have a couple more practices to do before we go into Shavasana. And the next one we'll do on our abdomens. So go ahead and come to lay down on your belly. Good. And have your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows bent. And then feel your pelvis grounding into the floor. You might have to take a deep exhale and press it down. And then with your inhale, lift the head, chest, and your legs off the ground, coming into Ardha Shalabhasana, locust pose. Then exhale, float down. We're going to do that again, grounding the pelvis, lift the head, chest, and the legs. And exhale, float down. And you guessed it, we're going to hold. So go ahead and come on up and stay. Shoulders down the back, inner thighs lifting behind you, soften your jaw. And as you hold the pose here, bring your awareness again to the third eye, that ball of light. And even though you're working hard here, and this might not be the most comfortable posture for you, can you connect to an aspect of yourself that can be okay no matter how uncomfortable it might be or how hard you're working? That can watch you in the experience instead of having to be the one always in the experience. Lift up a bit higher. Deep breath in. Exhale, carefully float down. You can turn the head to a side if you'd like. Still with that aspect of you that can simply witness. Turn your head to the opposite side to balance your neck. Good, and then taking a deeper breath. I know it's kind of far from where you want to be right now, but I ask you to come into downward facing dog, okay? So bringing the hands underneath the shoulders if they've moved, curl the toes under, and maybe you plank up and back to down dog. And as you're in down dog, feel length in your spine. So you can bend the knees more than you normally do. And then powerfully shoot the hips toward the sky behind you. And just take a few deep breaths, feeling that long spine. Good. Then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Child's pose for a breath or two. Seat of the heels, forehead toward the floor. And then walk your hands up, coming back to a seat. Good. And then bring your legs out in front of you. Just a couple more postures, getting close. All right, with the legs extended forward, go ahead and bring your right knee into your chest, and then take the right foot to the outside of the left leg, okay? Right knee is on top, the right knee is bent. The right hand goes right behind your spine, so really close to the body. Then inhale, lift the left arm up, feel length in the front of the body. And then exhale, sweep the left arm around the right leg, twist, looking over your right shoulder. Now feel your spine grow as you inhale, maybe even a slightly forward tilting of your pelvis. And then exhale, feel the right shoulder roll back a bit more. The left chest is wrapping more toward the right thigh. As you hold the pose, awareness at the third eye. Watching yourself experience this posture. And it's not watching from a place of judgment at all, or even orchestration. There's compassion for the experience. There might even be an innate curiosity to the experience. Good. Inhale, unwind. Coming on back. Uncross. And we'll prep for the other side. So left foot comes in this time. And take the left foot across the right leg. Good. Left hand goes behind the back. Then inhale, lift the right arm up. And exhale, sweep the right arm around, hook the knee, and twist, looking over your left shoulder this time. Sitting tall. Again, maybe a slight forward tilt of the pelvis as you roll the left shoulder back. Breathing deeply. Can you sit up a bit taller? Roll that left shoulder back a bit more. Good, all right. With your next inhalation, carefully unwind and uncross. Feel sensation for a moment. And then bring your legs into the normal cross, however you normally cross your legs. I'll turn sideways. So we're just gonna sit up tall, inhale. And then exhale, think about hinging at the hips and just walk your hands as far forward as you can. And so for some of us that might not be that far, you wanna feel the hips grounding. Some of you might be able to start to fold the chest over the legs. And no matter how far you go, just breathe with it. Good, and then walk your hands back. Notice the cross of your legs, and then switch the cross. So if your right leg is behind, bring your right leg in front. It'll feel awkward because it's your non-habitual cross. Good. We're gonna do the same exact exercise, but on the opposite side. So sitting tall to start, and then just walk the hands forward. Because this is your non-habitual cross, you might not have as much access as before. Can you be okay with that? Can you breathe with that? Can you be okay with not wishing this side had the same access as the other? A great way to tell if you are thinking, acting, from third eye, from this intuitive center, is that you don't really have a general preference because you're beyond that duality of good, bad, right, or wrong. It might see an opportunity for growth here, of course, but it's not saying that your first side is good and this side is bad, creating senses of shame or even frustration. Like that doesn't exist from this perspective. This perspective knows that we use our bodies asymmetrically, that one side's always going to be a little tighter or more open than the other, and that's okay. All right, walking the hands on back. Good, good. Let's come on to our backs for Shavasana now. Corpse pose, our final resting posture. Coming to lay down, bringing any support where you need it, a blanket under the head, whatever you need here, but come to lay down for the next few minutes. Feeling your body uncross. The heels are a foot to a foot and a half away from one another. The arms are resting by your sides. Palms face up. Shoulders relaxing down the back. Your jaw is soft. Your eyes, relax your eyes. And bring your awareness to the sensation and flow of breath inside of your nasal passages, within the nostrils. That sensation might feel cooler on inhale, warmer on exhale. You might notice that one nostril is more open than the other. Can that be fine? And we'll allow this Shavasana practice we have just to embody more awareness of the third eye. So see your body surrounded by light. And as you inhale, see two streams of that light, one entering through each nostril and converging at the third eye, the center of the brain. And then exhale, see that light just get stronger at that point. With every inhale, draw light in to that point. Exhale, solidifying that light at the third eye. Just allow that to be your contemplation. Allow that to be your visual, your awareness. Peace, peace, peace. Go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath, please. And make some gentle movements in your hands and feet, your arms and legs. When you're ready, roll to your right side. Coming on up to a seat. So sitting tall when you get here, shoulders down the back. And connect on both hands, the tip of the first finger to the tip of the thumb, and turn the palms upward on your knees. Gyan Mudra. And start by becoming aware of the base of your spine, the tip of the tailbone. And then just feel your awareness rise through the spine gently. From the tailbone, past the lower back, the point behind the navel, making the way up past the mid-back, the point on the spine behind the heart, around the shoulders, the throat, through the lower head and to the very top of the spine. And then allow your awareness just to move a bit higher than that, just a breath past that point. And you arrive at the third eye. And see a ball of indigo light pulsing at this point. And begin to see it grow. See it like really bright, really potent. Allow that light to pervade your entire consciousness. There's no room for any other thoughts. And any thoughts that come into your mind, any worries, any impulses that are not this light, dissolve in the presence of this light. Pervading your entire consciousness. And as it does, you begin to hear a soft sound. You hear so hum, so hum, so hum. Just hear that softly repeating somewhere in the echo of this expanse. Roughly translated, it means I am. I am. It's pure awareness. That's who you are. So hum. You are not the identities you've collected. You are not the obligations you've taken on. You are not the pain and suffering that you experience. You are that which is aware of that. You are beyond the plane of suffering. You can witness, you can hold compassion and curiosity and calmness and peace. That's the gift of Agnya Chakra. That's the gift of this objectivity, to know that you are both a part of the world and apart from the world. All of your identities will someday fade. But this awareness, this you, is constant and it's permanent. And it's here for you when you need it. So staying connected in some way to that higher vantage point, Agnya Chakra. Go ahead and bring the palms to the heart and bow your chin to it. And may all the work you've done here tonight and this practice keep you connected to that higher self. So until next time, namaste.